What's up, pretty gang? It's your favorite nail tech Peaches back with another video, and today we are going to do a deep dive into how to use Chrome. At first I thought I was the only one making these mistakes with Chrome, and little did I realize not only was my friend doing the same, but I recently saw comments of people like, how the hell do you get the dust off of the freaking nail? Okay, so as you can see, these ones, the Chrome is perfectly in place, perfectly intact. So that's what we're going to get into: do's and don'ts, rights and wrongs. And of course, before we go ahead and jump into this video, make sure you guys check the description for these links so you guys can get some discounts in my Amazon storefront. Follow me on social media, subscribe, notifications on, because you don't want to miss out. Okay, so I have been trying to upload a video for a couple of days, and I've fallen asleep the past 3 days, so I'm up before 7 a.m. to get this out. Okay, so here's the thing: this set, basic background, okay, this was a client request, and so typically when I draw French tips and nail art, you guys know I like to draw on a top coated background. So what you guys are seeing me do is do it my normal way. I have used Chrome a couple of times now, and previously doing a Chrome French tip, it did not go well. I could not figure out how to get the damn Chrome off of the top coat, and here I am thinking that Chrome only sticks to sticky stuff. Little did I know, Chrome absolutely sticks to top coat. Excuse me. So I thought I could develop this method, because I have Chrome French tips on my toes, where I'm like, okay, I top coated my background. I did the Chrome on the tips because I already had tips on, so I basically just traced my French with base coat, did the Chrome, cured it, and then I'll show you exactly how I top coated. And then I took a brush and I scrubbed all of it off the top coat, and I was like, I'm a genius, I got it. Okay, no, let me show you where it went wrong. So this one is going to be a full Chrome nail. If you don't know, black actually reflects the most Chrome, so you want to make sure you get a nice coat, and that's what we're doing. This one is by Gelish. You guys know this is my favorite black gel polish on earth. It does have to cure for 2 minutes, that's the downside, but I'm realizing how many things actually cure for 2 minutes, so pay attention to the labels. Okay, so this is me pretty much drawing the nail art on the other fingers. This one's gonna be French tip. I will say, regardless of the method that you use or what I'm about to show you, because this is absolutely the wrong way, okay? I'm showing you the first way is the least convenient way. You need to make sure that whatever nail art you're drawing or whatever, that it is precise, okay? If you have a little mistake, if your lines are wobbly, that Chrome is gonna show, it's gonna show up and it's gonna show out. Okay, so you really want to make sure everything's precise. Whatever background color you use, make sure that it's pigmented. You can actually do Chrome on acrylic. So like, let's say if I wanted a Chrome set and she had, like, I've done a dark blue myself. What I have is light blue with this multicolored Chrome, and if you want it to be like a full, like a on the background of acrylic, you will just top coat with base coat to make it sticky, and the Chrome will stick and it will reflect whatever acrylic that you have. So let's say you wanted to do this look like, oh, I wanted a black French and a black solid. You can absolutely do it acrylic and the Chrome will work exactly the same. Okay, but just keep in mind that means you'll have to outline that stuff in base coats, because you can't base coat the whole thing and then do it. Otherwise everything, yeah, it's not gonna work. So here I am being precise, making sure I get all the little nooks and crannies. Okay, so now let me see, what am I doing? Okay, yes, I'm cleaning it up because, like I said, you want it to be very precise. Now the reason why I personally draw on top coat is because when you are using acetone, when you're doing cleanups, the polish, it glides better as far as cleaning it up. Like, it glides right off, and of course when drawing, it glides just the same as well. Okay, so I'm reloading the polish on my palette because I don't like putting down too much at a time, because otherwise it is very wasteful, and I don't want to be wasting, especially not my good black polish. So here I am drawing the squiggle lines. She said, now this, it took a little minute for us to come up with the exact design. She just knew she wanted like I call this mix and match sets, where there is multiple designs, and so she knew she wanted a mix of French and swirls. And so basically I kind of talked to her to get to the bottom of, you know, let's not just slap, hey, I want 3 French and 2 swirls, or we want it to be a cohesive look. So we ended up talking, and I was able to talk to her enough to realize that, hey, I think I do want to do this here, that there, blah blah blah. Even though we did do like a couple French, a couple swirls, you know what I'm saying, like it's not just slapped on. We kind of talked about it, and then we did have that solid chrome nail to like tie everything together, so it was a cohesive look. So when people tell me that they want swirl nails, I kind of just decide the swirls, like unless they're specific of like, oh, I want 2 swirls, or or they show me a picture of something that I've done, because you guys have seen on my channel I do swirls all different way. So pretty much when someone says they want swirls, I pretty much just take the, you know, executive seat on that, and I felt like this really funky looking swirl was gonna get the job done. Okay, we're gonna cure. This is the chrome I use. Now, another mistake I made, I got these cosmetic wedges from Target. This about $2 to $3 for a count of 32, and these sponges you can use more than once. Like these little sticks right there that you're supposed to use, those are what came with the chrome. Now this chrome I did get off of Amazon is the Beatles chrome. Hopefully I'm able to put it in my storefront in time for this video, so that way if you want it you can get it. It came with 6 colors of chrome. Those sticks, honey, let me tell you something, the way they broke apart and that cotton part just jumps right off. And people do not tell you, okay, I'm telling you all this stuff people don't tell you about chrome, because I was very disappointed to be learning all this stuff all by myself. People make it seem so easy. I was never a fan of chrome for real, because I had a bad experience, but like those sticks, it's no-go. Okay, so here we are. You don't need a lot of it. It spreads quite well, and you see with the sponge you can grab it a lot better than you can grab those sticks. So here I am thinking like, ooh, yeah, it's working. But you see how the chrome is on the nude part, right? Yeah, I'm fixing to show you how I dealt with that, or how I thought I was gonna deal with it, because I thought I had this genius idea. Okay, this is what we're about to get into, and why I say we're not gonna do it this way. Okay, but anyways, yeah, those like little eyelash applicator sticks, horrible. I guess you can get better quality ones, but I like being able to grab the sponge like this with my whole hand, and you have a lot of more different sides of the sponge to use, basically. Also, when you feel the sponge or whatever you're using start to stick a little bit too much, that means it's probably coming apart, because I'm not gonna lie, these sponges and stuff, they come apart quite easily in a way, like just depending on how you're using it and the force. And what you don't want is for these pieces of sponge and stuff to get caught up in your chrome situation, because that's exactly what will happen, and then you'll have lumps and bumps, and you just don't want that. Okay, so just make sure you're checking and flipping it over to different sides. And so yeah, like I said, you don't need a lot. Now peep how the heck this got all over the finger. I was trying to be careful. Is it this one? It might not be this one. It might be the other one. Never mind, it's the other one. I'll show you. Now anyways, I did this thinking like, oh nope, is it this one? Anyways, you want to get all into nooks and crannies, but be careful. The thing with chrome is there is a lot of fallout. Now I feel like next time I might limit this by using less on the sponge at one time, but most definitely those sticks I don't like, because basically when you use them and you're trying to rub and rub, if you accidentally hit the chrome, right, if you hit it with the stick, hit it with your nail, and it makes a line, it is going to make the chrome disappear, because the chrome is only perfectly intact up until when you top coat it, that locks it in. Okay, so if it's not top coated, you need to be extra careful, because the chrome can get disrupted. All right, so after I chromed these up, I was like, watch me do this special technique I invented on myself, blah blah blah, because I have not yet to watch any videos on chrome, and no one shows it in shorts or anything. So this is important. No one says this either. You need a specific top coat for chrome, because if not, you will have random ass pieces of silver reflex or glitter reflex or whatever in your top coat, and it's not just a little bit, it is a good amount. Okay, so the next step, okay, like I said, I did this on my toes, right? So I thought, let me outline the chrome part. I'm gonna outline the chrome in top coat so that I don't lock in the background. Okay, so that way I can go in and do my little technique to remove it off the nail. Because if you try, and I've tried this more than once, okay, if you try to just go in with like alcohol and a brush and kind of try and remove the chrome from the background, number one, not only is it not going to work, but number two, it can, look how I'm showing you, You see what it's doing? Like, it's not really effectively working, to the point of it will take you forever, because I had to do this on a full 10 French tip set, and the acetone was getting places it wasn't supposed to get, and it was removing chrome from other places, and I had to keep going back in with base coat and chrome. Child, it made me over 15 minutes late for the next person, or like 10 to 15 minutes, let's say. I'm kind of exaggerating, but still, at a certain point, it's like, oh my gosh. And then her chrome didn't last, and I don't know if it's because I did that, or if it was because of that color chrome itself. So I got a wet brush. This is what I did on my toes. I scrub. Look at how hard I'm scrubbing, right? When I did it on my toes, it worked. And now mind you, I didn't get quite this much chrome all over my toes, okay? Because it is just a small French tip. But I thought I found the cure. Like, to the point where I called my homegirl and I was like leaving her voice notes, and I was like, girl, I done figured it out. I cracked the code. Because the thing is, when people are making these tutorials and these shorts, nobody is showing you how to get the chrome off of the fucking nail. And people are not telling you that chrome sticks to top coat, even if it's not sticky. So at this point, you can see, well, you can't see that I'm getting frustrated, but I am. So you have to go in the background and drill away the excess chrome, because otherwise the back of the nail is gonna be chromed the hell up, okay? So I was very disappointed. I was like, what the hell? Like, I thought this was gonna work. I thought this was foolproof. Like, I was very excited, and no. So basically, try the other hand, right? So I told her, I said, okay, these ones are buffed and ready. Normally I would do nail art, but let me do nail art straight to the acrylic nail, okay? So to make this go a little quicker, I did just paint the tip, and I'm gonna create the French tip, which you can do this. This is an easier way to do French tips. Like, if you know how far down you want it, don't paint exactly where you want the French. Paint a little bit lower, so that way when you round it out, excuse me, it'll be the right shape. Now, when I try to clean up certain areas, you're gonna see what I mean about the acetone kind of. It's like, I don't like doing nail art on basic naked acrylic, because the acetone smears the polish, and I feel like the polish gets into all the crinkles of the nail, and it spreads, and it's just not the same type of look. But nonetheless, I tried to hurry up, and I just cured it for the right amount of time. So I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. All right, we're just gonna see how it goes. The paint is not too crazy, and upon doing this, whoop-de-fucking-do, do you see how much better this works? I was actually like, oh my gosh, I finally cracked the code. Except for the way that you have to do this is the way I completely dislike doing this, okay? So I think it's on this nail where I kind of get all over the finger, and I was just like, oh my gosh. I ended up getting it off. I think afterwards I probably just used a buffer and kind of went around her nail gently or something like that. And it was fine, but it's just like, woo. That was a problem I encountered very quickly on doing chrome, like the first time on somebody. I was like, oh, I didn't know it stick to the skin. So here we go. I'm gonna try and do these lines again. I did buff the nails, and I'm gonna try and do these swirls because, okay, it worked on the pinky. That was cool. Now let me tell you another revelation, because this was very, very tricky. I realized you really have to, like, because you can see, if you look closely, look at how the polish spreads out when I draw on the naked top coat. It's not, I mean on the naked top coat, on the naked nail. It's not quite the same. You can see stuff is not gliding the same. You can see this is just not as effortless as it was on the pinky. Granted, I know when I do swirls, I kind of like decide the direction. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I'm playing with it until I find the way I like it. However, I was about to quit. I was about to let this go because I was getting so freaking frustrated, especially when I go to use acetone and wipe away these mistakes, and the acrylic was, I mean, the polish was just sinking into the acrylic, and I was like, this is a mess. I can't stand this. It did take us, like, this set could have been completed quicker, and due to me doing trial and error, because I really just wanted to, I need to figure this out. So when I go ahead to wipe away the extra polish and get my design together, it was irritating me. I was like, I'm really about to just, I would much rather top coat than deal with this, because you can see how the background is slightly turning black. Like, the acetone is basically dragging the color out. What I realized, okay, because I didn't end up keeping it, you're gonna see, I'm gonna do it again. What I quickly realized is I was like, you know what, taking the color off, I took it off with a buffer because this was still dry. You need to really extra super duper buff the nails until they're way more smoother. And that's what I realized why I did not like drawing on like naked acrylic. I still don't. But what you're gonna have to do when it comes to chrome, you are gonna have to buff the hell out these nails. Only when it comes to chrome designs like these swirls or like these French tips, okay? I feel like this video I'm speaking with conviction because I done been through it with these. So you can, well, I don't know if you can see, but it is a much smoother texture now, okay? Now look at how it is going now, all right? Still, I don't love to draw on naked acrylic. However, when it comes to chrome, you are going to have to. And in order to really do that and get that nice result, you're gonna have to buff like your life depends on it. And that is not a game. I know there are some people that after buffing, they use acetone on the nail or swipe or something. Mainly acetone because it helps kind of like melt the nail. That's what they say. It helps like melt the nail in and make a little smoothness there or whatever. And that is true because as y'all know, acetone and acrylic do not mix, and acetone does melt it, so it does smooth it out some. You're gonna have to buff these like you ain't never buffed nobody nothing before, okay? Because that is the only, oh my gosh, I'm spilling. Oh my gosh, I spilled a lot. That's the only way this is gonna work, okay? That's absolutely the only way this is gonna work when you're doing chrome designs. When you're doing regular chrome, you can paint it on top of the regular acrylic or just slap the chrome on top of the acrylic color that you want. And the chrome is gonna reflect, like, see how mine underneath is baby blue. I use the multicolored chrome and it does slightly reflect like, oh, it seems like there's a lighter color underneath. If I would have used black, it would have been chrome the fuck out differently. I'm using solid silver chrome on her, and that's the most silverest chrome. That's what you're seeing people do nowadays. So now you can see, even as I'm using the acetone, it's working much better. But this is the way, okay? This is the way that you're gonna have to do it. And I'm so sorry that people are like, what they call that, gatekeeping. People are being stingy with the information. Even when I see people ask on other people's, hey, how do you keep the chrome from being on the finger, from being on the background of the nail? Oh, hey, babe, I explained in one of my classes. You can go ahead and, no. You don't pay nobody for this information, because I was for the trial and error the fuck out of this until I got it right, because that's the type of person I am. But I understand there's some people that are looking for information on videos and they're just going to search until they find it rather than trial and error. And I mean, everybody's different. Okay, so after curing it, right, what we do, go in with the chrome. And let me tell you, baby, I was surprised to see that it really didn't get on the buffed surface. So look at this, look at this, look at the difference. Now, mind you, there is going to be a little bit, because at the end of the day, like my homegirl said, it's really just dust. And that's the problem. It's dust that keeps sticking to shit it have no business sticking to. But at the end of the day, it's enough that you're not going to be able to tell. Okay, and I wouldn't recommend like, hey, let me rub it over the whole nail, but I really just want to test it and see. And as you can see, a brush, I'm trying to show you, even a brush is not getting rid of shit. So this is just going to depend on, you're going to have to be precise with your drawing. Okay, you're going to draw on the back of a buffed top coat. You're going to be careful how you're applying so you don't have too much fallout. And when you top coat, you can see there's not a lot of glitters, there's not nothing. Even when you top coat though, you're gonna have to have a special chrome top coat, and even still be careful, because like I said, those glitters and reflex, they do spread and you don't want them on your background. So top coating is still, it's always going to be some sort of issue with chrome. Nobody's talking about it. I'm here to tell you what's the D. If you really want to avoid glitter, you can do my method of carefully outlining whatever it is you did with the glitter, the chrome top coat, and then going over everything with your regular top coat, and that would actually be the most effective way to avoid glitter. So I hope this helps you out. Anybody who has been stuck like I was, this is the way that works the best. Once again, here is the final look. You can see everything seems to have come together nicely. And you know, you guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll have another video soon. You already know. I'll see you in the next one.